Welcome to Real Life Topics Podcast, guys, where we discuss the dynamics of life every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. You guys already know what time it is. You already know what time it is, guys. And the views expressed on this program are not of those of Bigs Radio Chicago, its subsidiaries, affiliates, or sponsors. It's WCHI Bigs Radio, taking you from the 8 track to the latest app. It's Real Life Topics Podcast, guys, Thursday evening. Woo! Welcome to Real Life Topics Podcast. What's up, Facebook, YouTube, and Biggs Radio audience? You already know we have an exclusive interview and an exclusive guest co host in the building today. Mr. Sammy Thompson Jr., better known as Mr. Success Media, guys. Please welcome Mr. Success Media to Biggs Radio audience and Facebook, guys. Woo! Welcome, Mr. Success.
Yes, sir. The one and only in the building, baby.
Okay. So, if you guys don't know who Mr. Success is, I'm going to give you guys a little bit of information about Mr. Success. Sammy L. Thompson Jr. He is an audio and commercial production coach, an actor, a model, an on-air personality, a lyricist, a DJ, a speaker, an entrepreneur, filmmaker, ghostwriter. If you want a connection with Mr. Success, he will make your gigs tighter. I'm just saying.
Yes.
Blessed with Success Entertainment. Please welcome to Real Life Topics Podcast, Real Life Topics Podcast very own media man, Sammy L. Thompson Jr., better known as Mr. Success. Guys, please welcome. Welcome Mr. Success to the building. I'm just saying.
Introduction. I love it. I love it.
Yes. Sammy L. Thompson Jr., better known as Mr. Success Media, could you tell Real Life Topics podcast audience and Biggs radio audience who is Sammy L. Thompson Jr., better known as Mr. Success Media?
Well, Samuel Thompson Jr. Hey, I represent anybody can grow, change, develop into whatever you want to be in life. And that's what I represent. And that's who I am. And that's all that I am. And I am what I am. Hey, I'll be all I can be. I dip and dabble into a lot of areas in any everything, all things media company, blessed with success entertainment, make good music, great
Yeah,
fit.
Central Time.
Uh,
Yes, so you make music, you're an audio engineer, you're a producer, like jack of all trades for Mr. Success Media. What motivated you, or what when did you decide that, hey, I want to be in a media field, I want to be a media specialist? And then of course you're a jack of all trades. So what motivated you to just go after this career that you have?
well, I had the itch in me since I was born, but what got me back on track was when COVID hit. And, I was only out for a week doing it, but that week, doing cleaning up and stuff, I found old equipment, but it was new to me. It was a newer equipment. I just learned how to work to have some music to play while I was off doing COVID. Joined media school, and they got really, I seen the options that was there, got my mind thinking, brought me back to childhood. Like, look, you can still do this. You shouldn't just want to learn this. And when all the studying and different projects I worked on, it really opened up a new side of me that I didn't even know existed. Never knew I was going to be visual or doing media. Period. It was just all about music for me, mostly coming up. I could write and stuff like that, but it's like I went back to school. It brought out another side of me that I knew was there, but it woke me up.
So what inspired you to songwriting? Because you do write songs, you do produce songs. What inspired you?
Well, just coming up listening to good music. Uh, when I was younger, was always in the like Sunday school or something like that. I had a neighbor that played the piano every day. Used to babysit us, when we we got out of school from time to time, and she basically played the piano a lot and sung towards us, little children and stuff. And I guess got in it like that and I want to entertain, be the flow show and stuff. And plus, I was like one of the few boys that was around everybody on the block, so I had to stand out and I always could sing. I make my own versions up of songs and stuff when I was little. And so it's basically come from there in childhood, just living and, learning art and music.
How do you describe the music that you create?
Well, the music I create nowadays, the better side of me is inspirational music. I don't categorize myself in no particular box. It's just I try to bring awakening to it, so that's why I call it inspirational music.
What motivated you to choose motivational music?
Because you are what you consume, basically, and whatever you put out in the world, the things you say, I mean, the universe gonna grant them to you. Because when you think negative all day, which I was doing in my younger days, I can say I manifest everything that happened to me when I was younger. Those days, waking up saying I'm this, I'm that, and guess what? The universe treated me like that, and it woke me up and thinking like coming up, just remembering some of the way things used to be, how songs used to be. I'm like, I enjoyed that. I'm talking about the hip hop days, down with the OPP, the Boogie Down Bronx and all that, when hip hop made sense, when people could dance, have a good time, and stuff like that. And we all drift down that rabbit hole, and live this falsehood stuff that hip hop is making nowadays, I'm gonna say. But it's just you gotta have balance in everything. Nowadays it's just one side of music gets shot at us, especially our culture, and it inspired me to want to just do something different, because everybody down that road is basically talking the same thing, just a different melody over it and stuff like that. And so I always the type that wanted to be different.
Yes, yes. So, um, what when you do, of course, you have motivational songs. So, out of one of your, what inspired you to just really just press hard? What is of importance to you to just push positive music? What inspires you? What occurred to you in your lifetime that made you just press for positivity in your music?
Well, real men got to stand up nowadays, and that's something we don't have enough of in this day of age. And that's what make me want to push harder. I don't want to have a one-track thinking, especially of our culture, our city. Chicago is the beautiful city in the world, and outsiders think of it different from all the media hype we get. You know, TVs and stuff that don't come to Chicago. No, come to Chicago. Have fun. We have a lot of things you could do here, and people not going to want to drift themselves around places if they think they're going to get shot or harmed or robbed or something like that, which that can happen anywhere. But if we just advertising that, we got to bring back party music. That's why I say I don't want to categorize myself as a gospel rapper or just inspirational music. I make music that people want to hear constantly over and over and over. I'm trying to have people listening to music 30, 40 years of one song.
What inspires you? Well, can you share? Okay, one of my favorite songs from you is the Mr. Success anthem. And can you share your story behind the song? One of your songs, which I'm picking the song that I wanted you to share your story behind. Can you share that story behind the Mr. Success anthem?
Well, it is right there in the title, Mr. Success Anthem, man. It started off in the first part of my song that anybody can change. Basically, is the message I'm trying to get across. Because sometimes if you're fed negative or if you don't know no better, now that you know better, you will do better. But some of us, we just inherited certain traits, but In the first part of that, you hear me saying I went from Bogus Bro to Sambo G to Mr. Success. Never fold under pressure. That's when I met my best. We let the pressure of the world get to us, but it's what we put out in the world is what we consume back here. If we asking for negativity, don't get surprised if that's what come back to us. That's how the universe works. So I mean, I'm gonna put my foot on the pedal and keep trying to push positivity because we don't own a lot of stuff in our own community because we get it closed down because we all generate that negative energy towards it. We want to bring positive energy towards our stuff, make it safe that people from out of town would even want to come sit down in the neighborhood and do an interview and feel safe and comfortable up in there. And it's just things like that. That's the importance of making balance in everything. I mean, turn on the radio, 9 times out of 10, you're gonna hear a song that want to get you crunked up, and I'm not being crunked like party crunked up. I mean, want you to go get into some fist fights or something like that. So we need to push more positivity too, and then make people want to have fun, celebrate life, enjoy, be appreciative that they even living. Not go out and attract things that going to shorten your life.
So your favorite genre of music is
Uplifting.
uplifting. That's a good one. What are your goals for the next 2 to 3 years?
Goals for the next 2 or 3 years to spread my positivity and love worldwide. Get recognition of who I am, what I represent. See that down there, blessed with success entertainment. We all is successful if we put our mind to it. The importance of staying consistent, waking up daily, giving thanks, being appreciated that you woke up this morning, or every morning, every day. Thankful for the little that you do have. I mean, people don't emphasize that they breathe. It's somebody doing worse than you that wish they had the things that you had. So be thankful for what you got. You living, you breathing, you eating, you ain't starving. Come on, just be thankful.
For sure, for sure. Um, since you are in the audio engineer field, what do you prefer working with, analog or digital equipment?
Digital, of course. I mean, you can do so many things with digital, and it's once you learn the ins and outs of it. I still love an analog board for when I'm doing like some small, like if I'm out doing media, I prefer analog that way. But like all my production, it got to be digital.
Who would you want to work with, collab with? Because you are a producer, you are a songwriter, audio engineer, and so many more things. Who would you love to collab with, or what are your goals and aspirations on collabing? Who would you like to collab with?
It ain't no Pacific person. The door is open for anybody that want to make hit music for one.
Your dream collaboration. How about that? What is your dream collaboration?
Oh, my dream collaboration is all Chicago artists, top ones, and because ain't no small ones, no big ones. But everybody, if you think you're not being recognized, you're being recognized. I just want to do that's my dream collab there to do some with past, presents, and future Chicago rappers to show the world that we can unite. I mean, come together and bring that balance, that negativity, and the inspirational music together without no violence and nothing happening. That we all could be on the same page. That people in Chicago can work with each other and not just hate on each other all day and slam doors in your face and stuff like that. Chicago is one.
You perform. You do performances as well, and you have so many more performances coming up as well. What is your goal when you step on stage when you're performing?
Well, when I step on stage now, I'm still learning how to step on the stage, because I'm just starting to do performances and stuff like that. But my goal is to try to make the most eye dropping, mouth dropping, memorable performances ever. If I'm just performing in front of one person, I want that person each time they see somebody performing, they'll think of me or be like, yeah, that was hot what success them did or success did. How he got out there and did that. That's my goal is to be remembered and my message get across.
Okay. Well, there you have it, guys. Mr. Success Media, Sammy L. Thompson Jr., Mr. Success Media. Of course, if you guys did not know that Mr. Success Media is behind all the videos, all the promo videos, all our guests that's on Real Life Topics podcast, this is the man behind everything, majority of media things that's going on with Real Life Topics podcast, so it can't get any better than that. What advice, Mr. Success Media, do you have for anybody that's out there that's doing the same things that you're doing?
Stay consistent, make that plan your days ahead of time, know what you want to get to, get it done, keep your foot on the pedal, and hey, let's make history.
There you have it, guys. Mr. Success Media in the building. It can't get no better than that. Real Life Topics very own. But of course, Real Life Topics podcast wanted to introduce you guys to Mr. Success Media. Now you know of Mr. Success Media, the jack of all trades, all the way around. Uh, Personally, I want to give you your flowers, Mr. Success. You are a part of the growth and development for Real Life Topics Podcast. When you joined Real Life Topics Podcast, it was an honor, it was a blessing for us. So if you did not know that, now you know that it is such an honor and a blessing that we were blessed by your media skills to for you to put that touch on Real Life Topics podcast and help with promotion for us. So just know that it's all love. It's very appreciated. It's one of the number one media mans in the building. It can't get no better than Real Life Topics podcast media man. And of course, Sammy L. Thompson Jr., better known as Mr. Success Media, in the building, guys. Nice to meet you. Well, I'm talking as if I'm Real Life Topics podcast and B's radio audience. Nice to meet you, Mr. Success. But again, of course, we got to go on to our topic, guys. And of course, our topic of the day is the importance of positive music. The importance of positive music. Of course, if you guys do not know, Real Life Topics podcast always discuss a topic on the weekly basis. We come up with one topic a week of importance and we discuss it. So today it's all about music. And why is music important to be positive, guys? Why is music important to be positive? I'm just saying. I do have one announcement, and I want to let you guys know that Biggs Radio is in Ohio, June 27, 2026. If you guys want to perform, it's $100, and you can send your MP3 to Biggs Radio at gmail.com. It's hosted by Nino. Sounds by DJ Madman. Register, guys. Register. You know you want to show off that great talent. Just register. Please call 773-462-4447 if you want to perform. Once again, Biggs Radio, next Biggs Radio music seminar is in Ohio, June 27th. If you want to perform, 773-462-4447. But again, guys, our topic of today is the importance of positive music. And of course, I'm always a teacher when it comes to the topic of the day. And I have a few things that I wanted to name off about that is of importance and why it is important for us to listen to positive music. Our mental, emotional health, our physical well-being, our brain functions better. Our social and emotional connections are better as well. Productivity and motivation. I don't know if you guys know when you be cleaning up, when it's time to clean up, you press play on that music. It motivates you to get things done on the positive side. I'm just saying. And it even is good for child development when it comes to memory as well. Mr. Success Media, why do you think positive music is of importance?
Because, like I stated earlier, you are what you consume. If you just go around asking for trouble all day, don't be surprised when you get granted your wish. So people always put their issues off on like who in office or what's going on around them, in which they don't understand that birth power in them. And speak your own destruction in life. I mean, what? Don't you just get up sometimes and I am great, I am good, I will do this. You know, words like that push positivity out, saying that you are great, you are going to be somebody, you are an owner, not just a worker. You don't you get up every
It's
day.
the law of attraction. It's the law of attraction. It's the law of attraction. And it's just the energy level, levels of energy. Um, it definitely you are what you consume. Of course, we have realized, nowadays music definitely affects the new generation with children. It's very influential. Music is very influential. And so when it comes to our children, because of course back in the day, if it was some type of vulgar music, we weren't allowed to listen to it, but it's more accessible nowadays. But it's just I think it's very important, and it just makes you feel better. It boosts your moods, it boosts your energy. It just does a lot of things for us when we have uh positive music. It just motivates us to just stay on the straight narrow path. And it, even gospel music, because of you are an artist, Mr. Success Media, and you said you don't put yourself in a certain category.
I don't try to categorize myself. I got a few gospel songs, a lot of inspirational songs, and even party music and stuff. You know, that's why I say I don't want to just be called a jack of all trades. It's just, hey, call me all purpose success or something, because hey,
That's a good way to put it, all purpose success. And that's just with Real Life Topics podcast as well. It's all dynamics, not that we are downing other music or whatever. We just want to acknowledge that it is of importance and it does help us physically, mentally, the way we operate on the daily basis. And then sometimes we do want to turn up and stuff like that, but our actions and our energy is just depends on that type of music. I also think it's important, even if we do listen to that music, that we don't listen to that music around children. Because again, remember back in the day, ain't no kids in here. Y'all get on up out of here. When it was grown folk time, it was grown folk time. So it's a difference when you're an adult to a certain extent, because of course music can affect you when you're an adult as well. It's the energy, it's the things you listen to, it's the things you go by. But of course, even if we choose as an adult to listen to that type of music, our children shouldn't hear that. So I think that's important for us, because sometimes even when you're in a car and you press and play on the radio station, a lot of those things affect children. Of course, I grew up on Anita Baker and the real, of course, that was the real music back in the day. I'm just saying. And I came up with a more smoother personality just off the strength of the music. I'm just saying. So I think music is very important.
and it creates like who you are, who you will grow up to be and stuff. That's why the average child nowadays want to grow up to be just thugging it nowadays. That's what they want to do. That's what they're used to hearing. That's what they're used to seeing. Nobody is less and less people from our community being in the NBA, pro football league, and stuff like that. That's why we're so small numbers in a lot of things now, because it's like our attention is all being drawn one direction, and that's what we need to pay attention to, especially when there's kids around. Don't influence the kids. Give them a chance to live.
Yes, and in 2026, it's important overall, but I think it's extremely important in 2026 now, because we're fighting a spiritual warfare with the children, and the even the adults are making mistakes. So we're not leading by example. We need to lead by example. We need to push forefront for our children to just be positive, because of course music is one of the number one things that floats, especially for the children. We got all type of music on TikTok, and just pushing that positive genre. is very important, guys. Very important. And again, let's take it back to back in the day. Whereas if we want to listen to that, we don't put our kids in a position to listen to that. So I think that's very important for us. When I was looking up the positive music, it was saying that your brain functions correctly. It actually helps you listening to positive music. Period. It just keeps your brain functioning. It keeps your memory going. And like the things that's in your head, if you just listening to the certain type of things, you gonna do those certain type of things. If you listening to love music, you're gonna fall in love. If you're listening to negative music, you're gonna be negative. It's like a law of attraction. So I think it's very important
Think
for us to
word
dwell on that.
power in them, big power in them. People don't just sayings. Like I'm gonna just say, I ain't gonna say who this happened to, but I'm gonna pass out. A person you say it so many times that what happens to you, you know. But
It's like speaking stuff into existence. Whatever you speak out your mouth, it'll happen. It's just like speaking stuff into existence. If you steady talking about, "Ooh, I'm broke, I'm broke, I'm broke," you gonna stay broke.
yep,
You gonna stay broke. So it's words are powerful as well, guys. Words are so powerful. The things that come out our mouth are so powerful. I don't know. I just don't know. But um, another thing about positive music is when it comes to your health, when it comes to your body, it actually lowers high blood pressure when you listen to positive music. It also reduces loneliness. Who out there lonely? I know I do be lonely and I just press play. Sometimes I do be lonely and I press play on that music and it just makes me feel so much better. So it just reduces stress and it improves memory listening to positive music. Now I don't know about negative music, but I know positive music improves memory. So I don't know. I don't know what that's about, but okay. Um what are the deterrents from listening to negative music, Mr. Success? What do you think affects us by listening to negative music?
I mean, emotions for one. You know, it's a lot of negative music affect us in a lot of ways, keeping us back. You know, depending on other coaches and stuff to take care of us. I mean, it's a lot of effects that negative music is keeping us held back in life because it's only like self destruction music. And I mean, we look at each other, all the drill music, and you know, it's aimed at targeting us. Ain't nobody imagining the stuff they're talking about in the music. No other race or nobody. They imagine it's somebody that look just like themselves. And that's all I'm saying. That's the energy we get out of negative music. It's holding us back. We'll never have none to keep it up. We can't unite. We'll never unite because it attracts jealousy, envy, hate, and that's all the stuff that's affecting our culture. And so that's what the effects are of listening to negative music and producing it and just keep everybody's out there just hey one track minded right now. So hey,
Shout out to Mr. Hood. Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Hood. And Mr. Brian Simmons, thank you for tuning in. Brian Simmons says, that's right. The frequency you pull from is what you become.
exactly.
Thank you for tuning in, Mr. Nino. But yes, thank you, Biggs Radio audience and Real Life Topics podcast audience. Thank you guys for tuning in. We are talking about the importance of positive music and how it can affect us if it is negative, and the difference between the benefits of positive music. And it has a lot to do with your health, like your health. You can have high blood pressure, all type of stuff on the negative side. But if you're listening to music on the positive side, your blood pressure is decent, your stress levels are low, you feel better. And again, I know you guys know pressing play on that music on that Saturday morning or Sunday when you doing your cleaning makes us feel so much better. It just makes us feel so much better. And it's just it's affecting our whole community when we're negative with the music. It's just affecting us. It's something that's of importance, and I know it's like a violin for some of us. You're like, oh yeah, you keep up the hope, or keep hope alive in my Martin Luther King voice, but positive music is where it's at. And when it comes to your health with your body, it can't get no better than that because it even keeps your body uplifted and keep your body healthy. So
You feel, look better, live better. Hey, you're happy. You don't wake up angry. You know, you let a lot of stuff ride with you because you got that. You up there. You on that positive energy. Somebody can walk up as long as they don't get too disrespectful. You know how to be professional. You have a more professional mindset when bringing that and attracting that around because you think different. You know, and
yes, it improves performances in task and exercise. It even motivates you to exercise, and you when you exercise, you're in shape. So it's very important for positive music. So shout out to everybody that's out there with positive music that's trying to push positive music. And also, even if you don't have positive music to a certain extent, shout out to you that make sure them kids don't listen to that. I'm just saying, because we do need grown folk music sometimes too, to be able to lay our head down and just, sometimes speaking and, to have a few little curse words up in there and stuff like that. But shout out to the parents that don't involve the kids in that, because it's one thing we can have our grown folk moments, but shout out to everybody that just has a boundary or a respect level with whatever genre of music that you have. Shout out to everybody with music, period. But definitely really good positive music is what we need more of nowadays, for sure. And even if it does has negativity in it to a certain extent, well, curse words, because I ain't gonna say negativity, just curse words, then the clean version is good too. Just make you a clean version and you're all good as well. The clean versions is what we need anyway. And so that'll replace the negative part that you might have a curse word or two in. Just always make you a clean version, guys. And there we go. There we go. So it is very important. But Mr. Success Media is in the building,
yeah,
the jack of all trades, the
certainly.
man behind Real Life Topics Podcast Media. Mr. Success Media, what was your greatest moment on your whole career? How long have you been doing media anyway?
Well, media side of me only started like 5, 6 years ago, maybe, but you know, with the microphones and stuff like that, audio equipment, engineering, that's been since I was knee high to a turtle, like 5, 6 years old. Because my uncle them was into music and stuff and had a lot of gigs, so I've been around this part of the game forever. And media, like I say, they woke the sleeping giant up when I went to step my audio game up. So that's why I did and dabble in a lot of things. So
Another question I have for you is, what was your greatest moment since you've been doing this media thing for 5 or 6 years? What was your greatest moment where you said, man, I'm going to stick to this? I made $2 off such and such, and I'm just giving an example. What was your greatest moment in your media journey that you said, man, I'm going to stick to this? This is where it's at. It's blessed with success entertainment. It's Mr. Success Media all day. What made you just really just jump out on faith and say, I'm locked into this? What was your greatest moment that made you realize that someone booked you for a gig, or what was your greatest moment?
well, my greatest moment, I wasn't making money. Well, yeah, well, I was making money, but it's not like I was out on a gig or none of that. Where it's I've been rubbing elbows with a lot of people of importance and never get starstruck enough. I meet the people because I feel I'm a star just like them. The greatest moment for me was when I did. This was the time I got excited when I met like all the Cubs players, the '85 Cubs players down there, and people was telling me like, "Hey, don't go back there. Andre Dawson ain't gonna let you get no picture nothing with me. He cuss people out. He do this, do that." I'm like, man, it's the Hulk. I don't care. I'm gonna just I just walked by with the thing out. That was my greatest moment when one of the other players walked up to me, the younger players, and asked me what year did I play for the team. And that's when I knew
Hmm.
I'm like, this is something I got to live this life forever here right now. It's already showing over there. This guy here think that I was a cub or something before. So
Right. Oh wow. He was like, I gotta make it happen after that. So of course I'm done with questionnaire you as well. But if you had any advice to give to anybody that is beginning, because of course you've been in this game for a good 5 or 6 years so far. And if you can tell your old self what you should that what's going on with you today, what would you tell yourself 20 years ago that will help, what might have helped you today? What would
always,
you tell your younger self?
always be willing to learn, take good advice, and nothing come to a sleeper but a dream. You got to get up. You got to be motivated. You got to wake up before all the competition, and it's all about you. Stay on your craft, create, practice, 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 and that's why the greats always they practice no matter what you do. If you practice, practice at it daily, plan it, write it down. You can't do nothing but become success, and that's what I would tell my younger self: get up, do work. That can wait. That ain't you. Work, work, work. Study, learn, learn, learn.
For sure, for sure. And if someone is hesitant about doing media and has the same career that you have, well, same career goals and aspirations that you have, what would you tell them on the media side if they wanted to be a producer? Because you're a jack of all trades. And what could you tell someone that has those motivational jack of all trades? What advice would you give them?
You're gonna find that strong suit. You master that. It's good to have an arsenal, but you gotta find that one that you just great at that you could do a drop of a dime with. You know, and that's what I would tell them. Be good, practice on all your craft, but you got that one particular one that you need to master. That's your power.
For sure. For sure. Well, there you have it, guys. Mr. Success Media, Sammy. Why I keep calling you Samuel? I want your name to be Samuel so bad. So bad I want your name to be Samuel. But it's Sammy, which is different because most people be thinking that the short word for Samuel is Sammy, and that's literally your name, Sammy L. Thompson Jr., better known as Mr. Success Media. Real Life Topics Podcast, very own media man is in the building, guys. Is in the building. And I want to thank you for tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast and even discussing the topic, which is very important. And that's the importance of positive music, guys. We got to keep it positive, especially nowadays, especially for our children that's suffering with this whole leading by example thing. That's not a lead by example. It's like they listening, they're just more affected by it when it comes to music nowadays. I don't know if you guys notice the difference between music back in the day, 20 years ago, even if it was vulgar, to today, how it's just more affecting the way we operate, children and adults. It's just affecting the way we operate. And I think it's important for us to just recognize that and just move in moderation. Just move in moderation and move in ways that where we, if we want to do that as adults, that we don't trickle that down to the children. So again, shout out to Mr. Success Media. Thank you, Mr. Sammy L. Thompson Jr. for joining Real Life Topics Podcast. What do you got coming up, Mr. Success?
Yeah,
What you got coming up soon? I know you just dropped a couple of songs.
yeah, a couple of songs in progress too coming out. Well, before we get into that, another thing why you want to stay positive music and professional, you want to get into some of these high end venues. You can't. They're not gonna want that image in there because one fight break out, they're losing money. Venues getting took nowadays because of the energy we're bringing in buildings, and then we wonder why stuff is so high nowadays because people gonna not just charge you, they gotta charge you for if this happened, if that happened, because cities are not playing when it comes to violence in these public places, and especially with the hip hop music. It's like that's why the insurance is so high on things right now. Notice they ask you what type of event is going to be, what type of music going to be playing. All that is key. You know, I'm just saying, but that's why I pays to stay professional and we more positive. You know, bring stuff back.
Of course, we know positive is way better than negative. So for sure. And again, clean versions, because I accept, and we all should accept all genres of music. As long as you got the clean version, that's all that matters. But we just want to make sure that we push that positive agenda when it comes to music. I'm just saying. We have plenty of music out here, clean versions or whatnot, and we just want to make sure that we do know the importance of positive music. Period. So that's just our topic of today. Will Real Life Topics podcast, the importance of positive music. And of course, Real Life Topics very own media man, Mr. Success Media, joined us today to talk about that topic. And of course, he is an artist of positive music. So make sure you guys follow, like, and share Mr. Sammy L. Thompson Jr., better known as Mr. Success Media. So much music. Well, you did say that you were gonna let everyone know what you got going on and what's coming up with you, Mr. Success.
Yeah, right now I'm just releasing singles right now, so it's like you can find them on all music platforms. Mr. Success, put in the artist, because you'll get Frank Sinatra in first. You know, he's more popular, but he made a song called that back in the day. So the algorithm will think you look for him, so make sure you put in. I or the name of any of the songs that you like "Living with a Purpose," Mr. Success Amp, the Success Anthem, Surviving the Matrix. There's a lot of songs on there, so I got like 15 songs floating around out there, doing great numbers too. So it's
Great. And you might perform at the Biggs Radio Ohio
yeah,
Music Seminar as well. You might perform there. And we know for sure that you're performing at the DJ Fleet Music Conference in July. So you got a couple of performances coming up. So shout out to Sammy L. Thompson Jr., better known as Mr. Success Media. Thank you so much, Mr. Success Media, for joining Real Life Topics Podcast and Biggs Radio audience. It's such a blessing to have you. It's such an honor to have you on the show. And it is definitely an honor. I respect what you have going on with your music, with your positive music, and everything that you have going on with what you're producing. Do you have any beats or anything? I do know that you have beats, plenty of beats.
well,
It's exclusive beats. But hit up Mr. Success Media if you want that exclusive beats, because the beats so cold. I know you guys are out there. There's plenty of artists out there that need beats, so you can hit up Mr. Success Media for a beat if you need one. They're exclusive beats. But again, this is the man behind all the promo videos that Real Life Topics Podcast has. Thank you so much, Mr. Success Media, for tuning in. Thank you so much for being a part of discussing the importance of positive music. And have a good evening. We're going to play a couple of commercials coming up on Biggs Radio. And it is what it is, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. Thank you, Mr. Success Media, for tuning in. And make sure every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time, you check Real Life Topics Podcast out on Facebook, YouTube, and www.biggsradio.com. Every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. Also, Miss Kim Patterson is coming up next at 8 p.m. on Biggs Radio. And Biggs Radio is 24/7. Whatever you need from Biggs Radio, we got you. We got Tuesday nights with the Jazz Experience. We got Miss Dinah Lynn on Mondays, Dr. Al Greer, so many more. Mr. Nino, St. Julie and Chris. It's a whole team. Real Biggs Radio has 24/7 radio. So make sure you guys check it out. And then it's so much more next month with so many more people that's joining the Biggs Radio team, where you can just check out all genres that you need from Biggs Radio. So thank you guys for tuning in to Biggs Radio. And of course, we got to make you guys more informative about what's going on with Biggs Radio. And make sure, if you want to perform at the Biggs Radio Music Seminar in Ohio, if you're in Ohio, let's get it, guys. I'm just saying.
Go. Just saying. Real life topics, baby.
There you have it, guys. April 19th. Make sure you guys check that out. Check it out. Gerald Austin and the Manhattans. No, I'm sick.
Can you hear me?
Well, there you have it, guys. The commercials are played. And of course, Real Life Topics Podcast. Make sure that you guys tune in every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time. I'm just saying, it's guest co host month. And of course, we have Real Life Topics' very own media man co hosting with us today, discussing the importance of positive music. And I'm so honored. I'm so glad that you took out your time to join Real Life Topics Podcast this evening, Mr. Success. But again, it is guest co-host month. Join the meetings of the minds. If you need an interview, hit up Real Life Topics Podcast. I'm just saying it, Real Life Topics Podcast at gmail.com. That's all I'm saying. And I want to thank you, Sammy, for tuning in this evening. I know you had a long day at work and tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast. I'm sure you be getting ready to go. What you got going on? You in the lab this evening making those hot songs?
When I say work is work, as long as I'm working.
Yes, work is work. So you, of course, you getting them. So it's shout out to you too, Sammy. You have a lot of exclusive beats. You one of the best beat makers that I do know of, and I'm not just saying that because you're a part of the team, but seriously, you have some cold beats out there for real, man. So just keep it up in the lab, keep them rolling, keep them going.
All day, everyday thing, making. So yeah, that's what I say. Because you hear what others don't hear.
Yeah. Well, a lot of those beats and a lot of those songs are on Real Life Topics Podcast promo videos. So I'm just saying, you only get a snippet of it, and you might have not paid attention, but you better pay attention to them good old beats, guys. That's all I'm saying. You better pay attention to them good old beats. That's it. That's all. I just want you guys to make sure. And also, Biggs Radio, we're going to be doing call-ins very soon. So make sure you guys hit up 773-462-4447. www.bigsradio.com. Check out Real Life Topics Podcast every Thursday night at 7 p.m. Central Time, and so many more. It's a 24/7 radio station, guys. So all genres are on this radio station, guys. And again, June 27th, the Ohio Bigs Radio Ohio Music Seminar, hosted by Program Director. Shout out to the Program Director of Bigs Radio, Mr. Nino. I'm just saying. And then sounds by DJ Madman, and that's Mad, M-A-D-D, Man, M-A-N-N. I'm just saying. $100 to perform. So register, y'all. Come on down. If you out there in Ohio, and if you're not in Ohio, get down to Ohio, because it's one of the best music seminars thus far. It can't get no bigger than Bigs Radio Music Seminar, guys, in Ohio. So call 773-462-4447 if you want to sign up for that. It's $100. It can't get no better than that. It's $100 to perform at 5 people. You can bring with you for free. And then even if you do got more than 5 people, it's $20 at the door. You can't beat that with a bat, especially to show your talents, because it's always great talent in the building when it comes to Bigs Radio Music Seminar, guys. So make sure you guys tune in. Make sure you guys tune in and sign up. Shout out to Miss Bree, Lady Red, the producer, tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast. I'm just saying, guys. But again, we'll catch you guys next Thursday. And we'll have radio personality guest co-host Mr. Tommy Guns, Thomas Hibbler, better known as Tommy Guns, on Real Life Topics Podcast next Thursday. And then, of course, make sure after 9 p.m., Real Life Late Night After Dark. Join the Meetings of the Minds as well, guys, if you guys want to join the Meetings of the Mind. If you want to be a guest on Real Life Topics Podcast, inbox, hit us up. Real Life Topics Podcast at gmail.com. Hit us up. If you need that feature vocalist, that interview, event host, voiceover artist, whatever you need, Real Life Topics Podcast has it for you. The vocals is on 10. So I know you need that feature vocalist or that model or even that actress for that new video, that new music video that you got going. I know you need that model. Hit up Real Life Topics Podcast, guys. It's www.bigsradio.com. WCHI Bigs Radio Chicago, taking you from the 8-track to the latest app. Always and forever. Make sure you keep tuning in to Real Life Topics Podcast. Thank you so much, Mr. Sammy L. Thompson Jr., better known as Mr. Success Media, for tuning in. It was an honor. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
It's Real Life Topics Podcast, guys. Have a good evening, Mr. Success. So dull with it, but have a good evening, Mr. Success. Thank you for joining Bigs Radio and Real Life Topics Podcast. I'm just saying.